Hey, hello! So, similarly to what I said in my What I Watched anime edition, I haven't really been keeping track of what I watched this year, obviously, because, well, this year was just like that. But I do remember that I was really into finance movies, along with anime, but mainly because I was reading a whole bunch of finance books. All that to say is, here are all the finance movies I watched this year. One of the movies I watched was The Social Network. This is a finance movie because, spoilers, if you haven't seen it, this was one of the first ways in which I learned about the stocks, how they work, and how they totally screwed over Andrew Garfield's character on diluting his company shares on Facebook. That's how much they screwed him over. I can't remember his actual name. This movie is great and filled with dialogue, and the soundtrack is amazing. The next movie I watched was Dumb Money, and I had a vague idea that it was about GameStop stocks, but not much else. So I watched it and I really liked it. They went into some detail about the situation, but to be honest, I got way more detail about the whole situation from Holding Ideas video. It was a fun movie. I wouldn't say it's informational, it's just more fun. It's a Netflix movie. What are you gonna expect? The next movie I watched was The Big Short. I love this movie. I think I've watched it like 3 times this year. I don't know why. I'm weird. It's fantastic. It does a great job at explaining what happened with the housing crash in 2008, but explains it in a digestible manner that anyone can understand. Kind of intercut with metaphors and Margot Robbie and Selena Gomez or Anthony Bourdain. It's fun. Next movie I watched was Margin Call. In keeping with the housing crisis, my mind thought of this movie. It's the tipping point of the housing crash. This movie takes place within 24 hours when a financial analyst realizes that the risk of having mortgages on their books is way too risky, so they have to make the call to sell them and offload them onto the market and off their books, which then starts the housing crash. Next, I watched The Wolf of Wall Street. This is just a fun movie to watch. Everything is illegal and full of fraud, but really fun to watch. You should know what this movie is about. Anyways, it's crazy and it's insane to think that it was all real. It was also interesting to hear about penny stocks and IPOs. Next, I know I watched Wall Street. I'd actually never seen this movie before. I just knew it was a great finance movies to watch, and it was. It's about an ambitious and naive dude who basically does insider trading for Gordon Gekko. I actually understood the ending and their motives, and that was fun. Then lastly, I watched 99 Homes, and this one again I hadn't seen before, but I figured it was about the housing crash, and it obviously was. It centered more on individuals and how it impacted a couple of families with Andrew Garfield and this other guy who always plays bad guys. It was actually really sad though, and I actually watched some of these movies in a pretty good order, which I recommend. Anyways, that's it. That's all I watched this year. Finance edition. Thanks for watching. Bye.